It translates to Flower in the Mirror, and it's a short about someone paying tribute to someone very important to them through the medium of performing and a very magical style of painting. When I was a kid, I studied martial arts. I studied a lot of Kung Fu. I went to Chinese school. And in so many of my parents' and aunts and uncles' houses, there are these really big Chinese paintings that have just been so normal to me. But then I started realizing that they were a really amazing source of inspiration. And then for the story, how that played out, that inspiration came from some pretty concentrated grief that hit my family. I lost 3 family members in the course of like 8 months or something. And right after that period, I started the short, and there was no way I couldn't put that in. So that's how the short formed itself. It was a lot of my background and the effect that grief had on my family and myself. The Short Circuit program at Disney Animation is a really good way is a really wonderful way that the studio has decided to help elevate talent and give anybody with an idea the chance to learn what it takes to make it a reality. And we do this work every day, but getting the chance to sit in the director's chair is a really unique opportunity and a really great way to build your craft and build your abilities. And getting chosen to be a part of that, even still today, thinking about it, is really, really surreal. And it's just so special because it's a very collaborative building in general, but to be in the pantheon of other short circuit directors and to follow in their footsteps is pretty special. Doing this with this group has been pretty great. I'm by trade and by day, I'm a technical director, so I spend a lot of time with the nuts and bolts and putting movies together. But when it comes to each individual craft, I knew very little about how to speak the language of animation or layout or lighting or effects. And every person who jumped on became my mentor. It became a very mentor relationship. My partner, Tony Chow, he helped me through story and animation and timing and just thinking cinematically. And Jennifer Newfield, my producer, she taught me how to think about decisions and how to work with a team. Dan Cooper, Roger Lee, Peter Demond, Lindsay St. Pierre, all these wonderful, wonderful artists. They took me along. They brought me along with how they create their craft and how they do what they do. And it was just so great to sit with them and have them teach and then have that find its way into the craft of the final piece. One of the coolest parts about Jing Hua was the fact that with this painterly inked art style, we were able to get together actually in this room and lay down paper and a camera and record ourselves slapping ink onto paper and dripping ink into water just to see and feel what that looked like. And we were just going to use that as inspiration to guide our effects and to guide our timing and to even guide some of our paintings, our backgrounds. But then what ended up happening is some of the footage actually was incredibly helpful in creating some of the effects in the final piece itself. We actually used it and transformed it and morphed it and put a treatment on it so that it ended up being effects in the movie. And which was really a really cool side effect win of just doing research and playing and then being like, oh, this is where the source of all this can come from. It just comes from playing around with the medium. I think audiences can expect to really see a lot of different styles and see animation as it was happening within the studio as a creative outlet. It was what it means to us is a place to play and a place to try new things out and really for new voices to find their way. And so hopefully what audiences can find in any one of these films, in any one of these 14 films, is just a voice that they connect with. They're short pieces, and that gives many people a chance to get their voice out there. So hopefully you find something or someone, an art style or a story that you really latch onto, because that's what this is all about, is just connecting via the story and the art. And I'm really excited for people to see them. I think they're going to have a really good time with these as a collection, as a group of 14.